got it. I just want to make sure I don't have any feedback. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, there we go. So like I was saying, you know that we are with B, Better Experience, and we are a tech company actually. So we're partnered with this platform. They have these apps. And the great thing about these apps is that it allows people who don't know how to analyze charts and trade for themselves to just copy and paste and make profits in the different financial markets, being the foreign exchange, the stocks and indices, and the cryptocurrency space, right? So with that, I learned about these evaluations that you can do to get funded. And I'm going to have one of my partners, Miss Jessica Reyes, talk about that in a little bit. But before I get into that, I want to go over compound interest because people think that they need a lot of money when it comes to investing. They think that they need to have $10,000, $100,000, right? And that's just not the case. It used to be that if you didn't have 6 figures, 7 figures, you wouldn't be allowed to. But now anybody can trade and people can start an account with even $50, right? So I'm going to start sharing my screen and show you what you can do with $100. $100 is a nice number. I always like to use one, so I'll use 100. Okay. And I want this to be interactive. Let me say that. I don't want it to be that I'm just talking at you guys. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Okay, for some reason, ever since the other day, when I'm on Zoom, I cannot read the chat. So I don't know what was just said. I hope it's not anything like I have a snake in the back or something like that. But I can't see what you just typed. Feel free to unmute yourselves if you want to ask a question. I'd have no problem with that. Okay. So compound interest is something that's really powerful. They should teach that in school. Nobody should graduate high school without knowing about compound interest. Unfortunately, it's not taught. Like it's like a big secret for us folk. But I know about it and I'm going to share it with you guys. And we're going to see how we can have compound interest work for us because it normally works against us, like credit cards, for instance, student loans, mortgages, because you're paying interest, but when you're paying your interest on, say, credit cards, for instance, most people, not everybody, but most people, they're just making the minimum payments. They're just doing what they must to keep things going. But when you do that, you're actually not paying off what you borrowed. So over time, you end up actually paying interest on top of the interest. And that's how compound interest is working for the financial institution that you have that credit card with. Well, so let's show you how it works. And now we'll show you how you can use it to help you, right? So we're going to go with $100. That's a nice round number, right? And say you want to grow that $100 every day. And say you want to grow it by, let's say, 2%, right? Can grow 2% a day, $100. And let's say we do it for a year, right? $100. What's a year? 365, 365, right? And for that year, you started with that $100. That's not a lot of money, right? So you don't need to think about that and like, oh, no, I need to make withdrawals. So the daily reinvestment will be 100%. We're not going to pull anything out, right? So if we started today, we did that for 365 days. Just by growing it 2% a day, you'll have $137,723. Anya, did you think that it would be that much, or you think that's not enough?
That's a good number.
That's a good number, right?
Yeah.
Think,
Pretty good.
think about if you had put that $100 in a bank, a checking account. What do you think you'd have a year?
Maybe $10.
Would actually go down, right? Because what's going to happen? They're going to charge you because you don't have enough of a minimum balance, right?
True, Lord.
Yeah. So you are right. You would actually end up having less money in a year's time because you don't have enough of a minimum balance. And the interest that you get in the bank is less than 1% if you get any, because there's some accounts now that don't give you any interest. But if they do, what's the interest that you're getting? It's not even 1%. It's like 0.0025, some crazy number like that, which, it just doesn't make any sense. And what do we do when we put our money in the bank? Most people were taught to put the money in the bank because we wanted to grow, right? We're saving for retirement. Putting $100 in the bank, would you ever be able to retire?
Never.
Never. Never.
No way.
Remember, guys, you guys can talk to me, right? So this is being really, conservative, like 2%. But, some of you trade binary options. Binary options allows you to grow your money really faster. So with binary options, you could say grow that money by 8% in a day. And let's not even do 365. Let's do 2 months, 60 days, right? I'm going to reinvest 100%. And here we're not going to include weekends. Let's remove the weekends, right? So let me ask before I hit calculate. Let's get some participation. Let's see. I'm going to call on Jasmine Holly.
Yes, I'm here. I just got in, honestly. I'm trying to catch on.
Okay, well, you're here at the perfect time. Anybody can answer this question. I have my ruler, so just keep your hand out just in case, right? So $100, growing it by 8% a day for 60 days. That's 2 months.
Okay.
How much do you think you'd have at the end of that time?
Okay, hold on. So you said $100.
Yeah, don't use your calculator. Don't cheat.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so 100, 8% a day for how long? 2 months, right?
2 months, yeah.
Okay, so hold on. 10,
Carry a little.
4, 16. I'm gonna go with $32,000.
$32,000.
Sorry, $3,200.
$3,200.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good guess. Good guess.
Oh,
Oh,
that's too much, right?
it'll grow to a little over $10,000.
Okay.
Hey, 32,000. Hey, sign me up. Sign me up for that. All right. But even $3,000 in 2 months is great because you wouldn't get that anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
That looks crazy, right? Like, how is that possible? Like, how does that happen? All right. So the breakdown, day one, 8% of $100 is $8. So you need to grow the money by $8, make $8, and then you'll be done for the day. So you have $108, right?
Right.
On the second day, it's now going to be 8% of $108. So then it's $8.64. So an extra 64 cents on that. So
Okay.
end with $116.64. Now I'm not gonna go one by one. Let's fast forward to day 30. By day 30, 8% is now going to be $74.54. Right? And now you have $1,000 in a month from $100, just growing it by 8% a day. Now, there are some people who don't make $74 for the day. They make a little bit less. There are some people that make a little bit more. But if you're able to grow $100 day by day to get to a point where you're making $70, $80, that's not bad, right, guys? Not bad at all. And by day 60, 8% is $750. So that's the power of compound interest. So you can make it work for you. With binary options, you can grow money a lot faster. With traditional foreign exchange, you can take your time and do like 2% a day, 3% a day, just something, just do it like that. Now, $100 at 2% a day, day one, you just need to make $2, right? So that's not going to look too appealing to a lot of people. And going back to what I said earlier about people thinking that, oh, if I don't have enough money, is it really gonna be worth it? We have a solution for that. The solution is getting a funded account. If you get a funded account, you can pay the same $100 that you would have used to start an account. You can put that towards paying for a challenge, an evaluation. And once you pass the evaluation using the apps that our company has to offer, instead of having $100, you could have a $20,000 account, because the percentage is the percentage, right? So growing $100 by 2% is $2. But if you're growing 20,000 by 2%, that's $400. It's still just 2%. So the goal of our core group, we have a core group of leaders on here. We want to help an army of people to get funded so that they'll be able to have access to six-figure accounts, because the funded accounts, they range anywhere between 5,000 to the one that I use, it's 300,000. I think I've seen another one that has $500,000 accounts, right? So I'm going to just show you one of them really quickly, and then I'm going to bring on our guest speaker. I'm so excited to talk to her and have her share with us. All right, so this is one such account. This one is My Forex Funds. And these companies, they have people that come to them and they have lots of money and they don't trade for themselves. They give the money to these firms and they want them to trade and make them some money, right? But it's a lot. It's too much for them to handle. So I guess they don't have enough staff. So they give the common man out there the opportunity to prove themselves. And once you can prove yourself, then you get the opportunity to get your hands on one of these accounts, trade for them, and they'll split the profits with you, right? So I meant to click on evaluation. Let's see if it goes. All right. Let's see. So yeah. So they have different accounts, different programs, but this one has an overall 8% target for phase one. So phase one is 30 days. So in 30 days, they'd want you to grow that account by 8%. So I just showed you the compound calculator where, you can have a goal of growing the account by 2% or 1% in a day. So, if you tackle it from that standpoint, you can get to the 8% and you have 30 days to do it, right? Once you are successful with that, phase two, they want you to then grow the account by 5%, and you have now 60 days in which to do that. Now, the minimum trading days are 5. So even though you have 30 days to do phase one, if you do it sooner, you can move on to phase two. You just have to have a minimum of 5 trading days for each phase, right? And in any one day, you cannot have a drawdown of 5%. If you draw down 5%, meaning you go 5% in the negative, you lose 5% of the account, you will be disqualified. So, you just need to know how much is 5%? How much am I able to be negative by before I must stop? You need to know your limits, just have some rules. And the overall drawdown to be out of it completely is 12%. Aside from that, there are no trading restrictions. And there are rules. I'm not going to go over all the rules. I'm just going to show you for this platform how the payout goes. And then I'm going to have Jessica talk to us about her experience. All right, so profit split, right? So the most important question our traders have is, when do we get paid? You will receive your first payment 1 month after you place your first trade in the live account. So once you pass phase one and phase two, you get the live account. 30 days after that, you get paid out, right? And then, so the first payment is monthly, and every payment after that is bi-weekly. And let's look at the breakdown. So the first payment, not monthly payment, they're going to pay you 75%. So whatever amount of profit you make, they're going to pay you 75%. They'll keep 25%. But they'll also give you back the money that you paid to do the challenge in the first place once you pass, one time once you pass. The second payout, 80%. The third level, 85%. So imagine having a $100,000 account, you make $8,000, and they'll pay you out 85% on it. Could that change somebody's life? Absolutely, right?
Definitely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and then here it says a minimum of 10 days you need to trade. Okay, that's just in the first month. This minimum day requirement is removed on the second month. So that's for this platform. So each platform, I'm sure, has their own rules. La, 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 la. Let's go back to the evaluation page. This is going to be really quick, and then I'm going to be passing it over. I just want to show pricing. Okay, here we go. So this ranges between $5,000 and $300,000. So for the $5,000 challenge, you pay $49. Draw down $250, you're out. So you have to do draw down 249. I wouldn't go too close to that. Just say, hey, if I lose $200, I'm done, right? Overall drawdown $600. That's 12%. So this is 5%. This is 12%, right? So the $49 is refundable. A $10,000 account, you pay $84 for that. So then you see 500, 1,200. So it tells you right there, right? $20,000, $139. And if you do not pass the challenge and you need to redo it, you get a discount, right? But the next thing is, if you don't pass the challenge, but you're in profit, you get to redo it without having to pay. So if say you're doing the 20,000 challenge and the 30 days go by and you have $20,100, you can get a free reset where you don't have to pay for a do-over. So I think that's pretty cool. The $300,000 challenge is $1,389, right? But you get a shot at having a $300,000 account. But I'm going to pause right here, and Jessica is a young lady. Okay, now I can see what you guys were saying. Okay. Okay, cool. So Jessica is a young lady who has just partnered with us recently. I'm not sure. Are you 5 months in?
I'm actually 8 months, 9 months in.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I'm like 5 months in. Okay. All right. So she got started with us this year, and she never had any trading background, knows nothing about trading prior. And she's on her journey, but she didn't have to wait until the journey was completed, because when I got started, my mentor, Mr. Rudy Valsi, he told me that it's going to take an 18-month commitment, 18 months, minimum 1 hour per day for like 5 days a week, and I can be a successful trader. Now, some people can do it sooner, some people can do it later. He was just giving an average, right? And she's not anywhere near 18 months in, and she has been using the apps. And with these apps, I think Shift, do you use Titan as well?
Yes, of course. That's my favorite one.
Okay, well, you can tell us about it. So using Shift and Titan, she has gotten trade ideas from the educators on our B platform, and she has passed her evaluation, gotten funded twice. First on a $10,000 account, and then she was confident after that. You know what? I can actually do it with $100,000 account, and that's what she did. So she is a mother of three lovely girls. Two of them happen to be a set of twins. I I don't know. I don't know. Hats off to you on that. And she has a thespian in the family as well. Her older daughter had her debut on off Broadway this past weekend. So yeah, she's doing big things as a mom, and she is going after her goals and dreams, and she dared to take a chance, step outside of her comfort zone. She has an entrepreneur's mind, and she wants to help a lot of people. And thank you. I reached out to her. I asked, could you do this call with me? And she graciously accepted. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and leave the floor to you, Miss Jessica. Take it away.
Wow, thank you, Alethea. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so, so much. It's just been life-changing, honestly, to be able to work with you guys, learn so much things in just a couple of months. Like when I went to school, I had to go to school for 4 years. And just being able to come into this space and learn so many things is life-changing, to be honest with you. And I don't even know where to start. So yes, she basically explained everything about my life in a nutshell. When I was first introduced to this concept, I did not believe it because I was stuck in my old paradigm. Like, what? You could make money like that? There's no way. But I gave it a go, and I gave it a chance, and I ended up really liking it. And one of the things that actually got me to like it at first was the prop firm, right? So I remember, I don't know if Tanya's on this call now, but I literally took a challenge off when I first started. It was a trial challenge, and I took a challenge for like $200,000, and I was like, let me see if this works for real. Let me use the apps. Let me put in the trade signals inside the apps, and I was so excited. I was like, they actually work. Wow. I was getting results. Of course, it was a trial account, so I wasn't profiting off of it, but I was seeing that it was working, right? And that's one of the first things that you do want to do. You want to test out the waters, and if you're going to test out the waters, practice first. Don't go head in and just open an account, pay for a prop firm, and go in full body. That's what I actually did the first time around with my 10K account, and by luck, me being not a trader, not knowing anything about the financial markets, I was able to pass that account, phase 1 and phase 2, with the apps in like maybe 4 months in. And I was surprised, and I did not learn. I'm sorry, let me backtrack. When you're trading, when you lose, it's not actually a loss, it's a lesson learned. So when I passed my phase 2 account and I got funded my 10K account, I actually lost that account in the same day I got funded because I was not managing my risk. And I wasn't, how do you say this? I wasn't paying attention to my trade when I entered it. So my trade that day, I entered that trade for the day and it went completely down. So now one of my lessons for me is I have to pay attention to my trade when I enter it, especially when it's a prop firm that I'm trying to pass or I have funded. So what really worked for me, I'm going to share with you guys my quick trading plan on how to actually execute your challenge, right? So one of the things that worked for me was having a trading journal, right, to track your progress. I find this super, super helpful. And we have an advantage, right? you're not doing this alone. You're receiving education from the educators, right? That B presents to you. They allow you to learn. And with that education, I was able to find one of my favorite educators, trading educators on the platform, and I follow them. I'm on their live. I look at their videos that they previously posted, and I follow everything. I read everything now, right? So with that being said, one of my favorite educators is Ty Pips, and she has a resource section where she actually has a whole trading plan journal, how to keep track of your progress, because that's really important. You need to know where you're losing and where you're winning, right? The second is have a trading plan or trading style. If you are new like me, I did not have any of that stuff. I had to kind of learn along the way how I like to enter my trades. How long do I want to have my trade open for? Do I want to let it hit take profit? Or do I just want to tap out for the day, right? So that's one of my, help there. Use one thing, open up a trading view account. If you're gonna go into these markets, I suggest you open up a trading view account. It's a website, www.tradingview, and you're able to actually keep track of the currencies that you want to trade in, right? As a new beginner, just so you could get your feet wet into what the markets look like, how the charts look like, and follow along with the educators if you are on the live Zoom calls with the educators, right? Definitely, like what Miss Alethea was saying, use a lot size calculator, right, to help you determine what lot size you should be using. Manage your risk carefully. I know lot size may sound like a big word to you. It's a scary word, but it's not. This is actually going to help you manage your risk when you're entering a trade. Knowing when to exit a trade is just as important when to enter your trade. So for me, this was a big one. I usually, when I entered my trade, I usually let the trade hit take profit. I would let it hit take profit, and that was a part of me was being greedy, right? So I learned that I should not be greedy when I'm entering a trade, especially for a challenge or a funded account. I am going to cut my trade short. If I see it in profit, I will close out my trade and let that create compound interest, like what Miss Alethea was saying, right? You close out your trade in profit, you don't have a loss for the day, but you have a I'm so sorry, you have a profit for the day, right? Utilize your stop losses, which is another part of risk management, right? So I'm saying don't be greedy. Don't let your trade run for a while. You have to put a stop loss. When your trade is down a certain percentage, depending on the account you have, you will definitely lose that account. Just like what Miss Alethea was explaining earlier about the prop firms. And another thing that really helped me was looking into the currencies I want to trade. So one of my big favorite currencies that I like to trade when the traders put in a signal. I'm sorry, let me not say trade. When I take the trade signals from the traders, I like to take GPJPY. Gold is one of my favorites. Any currency really with JPY at the end, they usually, in my experience, they usually hit take profit or they give you a nice profit at the end. And that's pretty much it. Definitely look into which live educators you enjoy and their live trading techniques in order to help you with your trading plan. This is really what helped me in a nutshell. Being in this environment, being in this platform, I had to kind of learn what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And these are sort of the things now that I'm learning that are working for me. This is how I was able to pass one of my challenges. Actually not one, but two of my challenges, which was the 10K and the 100K. And I'm going to be super honest with you guys. I was not, after I lost my funded account, my 10K account, it wasn't easy. there was a lot of lessons that I learned. I continued practicing. If you are new to this, I highly recommend you opening up a demo account. That way you're able to practice and not really, you know, get burned in the game, you know. So definitely, if you're planning on opening a prop firm, I would definitely recommend you open up a demo account. And that's pretty much it. I don't know if anybody has questions.
Thank you so much for your feedback. And yes, guys, I want people to ask questions. If you don't want to unmute yourselves, drop it in the chat and I will read it. Since I'm not sharing my screen, I'll be able to see it at this time. But while I'm waiting to see if there are any questions from anybody else, I will just ask about discipline, right?
I
Discipline.
have question.
Oh, you have a question, Miss Haley?
Yes.
Go for
I
it.
want to ask which pair do you trade and what time of the day?
Okay, so I like to trade GBP, JPY, and that's if my favorite trader puts it out, which is Gus. I usually trade it in the morning time. It's easier for me. If there's a trade going out in the morning time, I'll usually review it and I'll take it. It's better opportunity for me because my kids are not too wild throughout the day. They're just getting up, and that's a perfect chance for me to actually go into TradingView, look at the pair that they just threw out and kind of monitor it. And if I feel like this trade will actually go the direction it's supposed to go, I'll enter it. I hope that helps. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, yeah, definitely GBP, JPY is my favorite pair now. We have a question from Teresa. Does Jessica find it way easier now to trade? Do you find it easier now?
I do not find it easier, Teresa. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's tough. It's tough. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. When I'm on these live sessions with the educators and they're just throwing out these terminologies and everything, I feel like I'm back in school. But when they're throwing out a trading signal, I feel like it's easier to just copy and paste and follow along, kind of use what I learned from the live educators and kind of just follow along with the charts. I map at my pace, you know, because I have so much things going on within the day. I have my kids, I have multiple things going on. So that's my pace. It could be easier for you because, you know, maybe your schedule is different than mine and you have more time to put in. But for me right now, in terms of that question, it's easier for me to know how to pass a challenge before than when I, first came in. But trading wise, as far as me putting in a trade by myself, no, there's no way.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is you still need the apps for right
I
now.
still need the
Right,
app
because
right now.
like I
Yeah.
said, it's recommended 18 months and you're just
Yeah.
you're
Exactly.
9 months in. But you mentioned the terms that you may not understand. So I will just say this, I'm sure you know, but for those who are not aware, not only do we have the apps, but we have this platform called MindHub, which that's where I always direct people to first so that they can get the terminology down. Because, just like doctors have their language, if a group of doctors are speaking and I say, hey, what's up, guys? And joining on the conversation, it's going to be Greek to me. And it's just the same with trading. They have their terms that the layman will not understand. But MindHub, going through the basic fundamentals, the technical analysis, that's going to give you that terminology, and you can go back and watch and rewatch and quadruple watch those videos as much as you need to. And in the app, we have Shiftpedia, Titanpedia. So if there are ever any terms that you come across that you don't understand, we have like a built-in encyclopedia right in the app, so you can look it up. So there's that. Any other questions, guys?
Yes, I wanted to ask her how she balances out the timing with the trades, when the trades come in, and with her taking them, the signal. How do you balance out that timing? Because sometimes the timing seems to be spontaneous.
Yeah, it goes fast. I definitely know. So what you're trying to what you're trying to ask is like, if the trader puts out a trade signal, how fast do I go into the market? Is that what?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So if it already hit take profit, obviously I'm not gonna go into that trade signal. It already won. What I would do is I would monitor if it's close to hitting take profit too. Like, let's say if it's a take profit one hit and it was 20, I would just look at the pips and how, I mean, it may sound silly, but this is what helped me on how close it would be to hit take profit too. And I'll just enter the trade that way. Because sometimes the trades do hit slow, they don't hit right away, take profit one. So I'll be monitoring that. I'll like real quick just go on my trading view. I'll see what trade signals they put out, which trade currencies they did, and I'll monitor it that way. And if I feel like, okay, let me try this trade, but I'll enter with the low lot size. I won't go in with too big of a lot size. I hope that answered.
And since you mentioned lot size, guys, when you're going to take a trade, you want to use a lot size calculator, because risk management is key. Discipline is key. When taking a trade, I'll just say, 1, 2, or 3% is what I recommend. Now, everybody is in charge of their own broker. You can do whatever you want. You can risk 50%, but to be disciplined and a profitable trader, I would say 1% when you're new, and then outside of that, 1% if you're a really conservative trader, 2% moderate, 3% if you're aggressive. Anything outside of that, maybe you're someone who likes bungee jumping. I don't know. Right. All right, Nashika, you have raised your hand. Go ahead.
Hey, night, everybody. In regard, just following up with the calculating your lot size. For persons that are using like strictly the app, they don't have like a outside lot calculator. Just a recommendation for you, whenever using the calculator that's in the app. I use it from time to time because I don't have the time to switch back the screens, because sometimes trades move so fast. The calculator in the app takes a little bit of time. You want to pay attention to it. When you click on it to load it, give it at least 20 seconds for it to load up properly, show you the proper pricing of what the trade is going for, because sometimes if you're moving quickly and you're not paying attention, you'll overdo your lot. It has happened to me before, and I almost messed up on an account. So you want to watch out for that. Give it that time for it to do it properly before you actually use it to calculate. Just a heads up.
Thank you for that feedback. I haven't experienced that, so thank you for just in case somebody else has. Awesome. Anybody else? All right, well, Jessica, that's cool, right? I just look this way, it's as if I'm talking to you over there. Jessica. We have a business overview at 8 o'clock in 9 minutes to jump on. So I want to thank you so much for getting on. Let's see.
You're welcome.
Right, so yeah, thank you for getting on. Like she's next to me, guys. Yeah, go like that as if I pushed you. But yeah, so we're going to get off now because we have a business overview in 9 minutes, and maybe you need to tend to the girls real quickly before then. So I guess there are no more questions. Nobody?
No, I just want to say, well done, Jessica. I'm happy for you. I would like to be where you are right now. It's great. It's great. It's great. Although you may not have it the down pack the way you want to, you could have fooled me, man. I think you did really great.
Thank you, Teres. I'm so proud of you too, man. Yes, I will text you later, though I don't want to take the time. One more thing, guys. One more thing that also has helped me. If you have a prop firm challenge, you could go on my FX book and actually track your metrics, your progress on what you're doing as well. That's major for me. That's what really helped me kind of past my challenges. Okay, so definitely just track your progress. That's really my number one thing, and your risk management really has to just be careful with that. Okay. uh, yes.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to many more collaborations with you in other areas, not just this. You're a rising superstar for us. All right. So bye everybody.